Chapter 2: The Children of the Burned Sky. The figure did not run. That was the first thing Clara understood. If the surface had truly remained lethal, no human could stand beneath that sky unshielded. Yet the silhouette ahead of her neither staggered nor sought cover. It stood among the black, glass-like growths as if rooted there, watching. Clara took another step forward, fully outside the hatch now. The surface door behind her remained half open, Eden 12E's alarms muffled by stone and distance. The sunlight pressed against her skin intense, saturated with ultraviolet radiation, but her body absorbed it hungrily. Heat coursed through her veins, her vision sharpened, edges clarified, colors deepened into impossible spectrums her underground upbringing had never prepared her to see. The vegetation surrounding her was not dead forest. It was something else. The trunks were dark and semi-translucent, branching at sharp, crystalline angles. Their surfaces shimmered faintly, like obsidian infused with internal starlight. Thin membranes stretched between branches, catching radiation the way leaves once caught visible light. Photosynthesis rewritten. Her training whispered the obvious. Chlorophyll could not survive this spectrum. Whatever pigment these organisms used was new, optimized for high-energy photons. Life had not retreated. It had recalibrated. The figure began to move, not toward her, around her, circling at a cautious distance. Clara resisted the instinct to retreat. Her pulse quickened not from fear of the light, but from recognition. The figure was human, or close enough to be unsettling. As it stepped nearer, details emerged. Tall, lean, skin darkened not by melanin alone but by a subtle metallic sheen, like graphite brushed with silver. The face was angular, the eyes larger than average, and when the light struck them, a second translucent membrane slid across the surface, filtering glare. An evolutionary response. The figure stopped 10 meters away. "You came from below," a voice said. It was steady, clear, unmasked by static or breath filters. Clara swallowed. Yes. The person tilted their head slightly, studying her glowing skin. "You are not burning." "No." A pause. "Neither are you." The faintest curve touched the stranger's lips. "We learned." His name was Kale. He told her that much after a long silence. Up close, Clara noticed fine lines branching along his forearms, subdermal patterns that pulsed faintly, similar to the luminescence she had seen beneath her own skin. Adaptive vasculature, she realized, distributing absorbed radiation. "You shouldn't stand near the hatch," Kale said. "Your people will follow." "They'll try," she replied. He studied her more carefully at that. "Try? They don't believe this world is survivable." Kale glanced at the horizon, at the vast expanse of black vegetation swaying in ionized wind. "It was not," he said. "Not at first." He gestured for her to walk. Clara hesitated only briefly before moving beside him. The ground was warm beneath her boots, faintly humming. The air carried a metallic tang, sharp and electric, but breathable. "What happened?" she asked. "After Helios." Kale's eyes flickered toward her. "So you know its name?" "It's in restricted archives. For us," he said quietly, "it was never restricted." They walked through the obsidian forest until the terrain dipped into a shallow basin. There, Clara saw structures, not ruins, habitation. Low dwellings, grown rather than built, curved forms resembling hardened resin or living composite, embedded with the same crystalline material as the surrounding flora. Panels along their surfaces angled toward the sky, absorbing radiation. People emerged as they approached. Dozens, men, women, children. None wore protective suits. None were scarred. Every one of them bore the same metallic undertone in their skin. A murmur passed through them when they saw Clara. "She's from the tunnels," someone whispered. "She carries the old genome," another said. Clara stiffened. "You can tell?" Kale nodded slightly. "You glow differently." An older woman stepped forward. Her hair was pale, almost white, not from age, Clara sensed, but from pigment alteration. "I am Mara," she said. Kale spoke more gently. "When the array amplified the flare, the first months were death. Most of us perished. Skin split, eyes boiled, crops turned to ash." Clara imagined it, unfiltered UVC tearing through living tissue. "How did you survive?" "We didn't," Mara said simply. "Not as we were." She extended her hand. The skin along her palm shimmered, and Clara saw microscopic nodules embedded beneath the surface, dense clusters like living circuitry. Radiation forces mutation, Mara continued. Most mutations kill, a few adapt. Those few had children, and their children adapted further. Natural selection accelerated by catastrophe. Over generations, traits compounded, enhanced DNA repair enzymes, radiation-absorbing pigments, protective ocular membranes, vascular systems distributing and converting photon energy. Human evolution, no longer theoretical. We are what the sun demanded, Kale said. Clara felt something shift inside her, not fear, but alignment. And me? She asked quietly. Mara studied her with unnerving intensity. You are something else. They led her to a central structure where the walls were semi-translucent, allowing filtered violet light to cascade inside. Within, crystalline panels pulsed faintly. Energy storage, Clara realized. The settlement was powered directly by solar radiation. No fossil remnants. No underground reactors. You are not the first anomaly from below, Mara said. Clara looked up sharply. There were others? Rarely. Most died in exposure attempts. A few survived longer than expected. None like you. Like me how? Kale answered. You carry design. Clara's breath caught. Design? Your genome, he said. It isn't purely reactive. It's structured, intentional. Project Aurora. They tried to engineer resistance, Clara said slowly. Before the collapse, Mara nodded. We found fragments of Helios debris decades ago, data cores. We learned what was done. So you know it was our mistake. It was your choice, Mara corrected. You tried to command a star. Clara had no defense. And yet, Kale added, without Helios, we would not exist. The statement hung between them, neither accusation nor gratitude. Transformation born of catastrophe. Mara stepped closer to Clara, examining the faint luminescence beneath her skin. You are bridge and warning, she said. Warning? If those below learn this world is survivable, they will return in force. With machines, with corrections, they'll want control, Kale said quietly. Clara thought of the directorate chamber, of the word opportunity. They already do, she admitted. A tremor rippled through the ground. Not natural, mechanical. Kale's head snapped toward the horizon. Far in the distance, beyond the obsidian trees, something moved across the violet skyline. A glint of metal, a rising column. Mara's expression darkened. They followed you. Clara's heart pounded not from radiation, but from consequence. Above them, faint streaks of light began to cut across the sky. Descending objects trailing ionized vapor. Surface drones. Eden 12 had not waited. They won't understand what you are, Clara whispered. Mara's eyes remained fixed on the descending machines. They will. The first drone broke through the upper atmosphere, shields glowing as it adjusted to ultraviolet intensity. Clara realized with chilling clarity, she had not just crossed into a new world. She had opened it, and somewhere deep beneath the rock, the directorate was watching the surface. For the first time in 2 centuries, not as a graveyard, but as territory. Kale turned to her. You must choose, he said. Choose what? Which version of humanity survives the sun? Above them, the sky burned violet, and the machines kept falling.